Alright, good evening everybody. Just in case you're watching this evening or tomorrow, whatsoever the time might be, right? Good evening everybody. My name is Esther Odemwingie. Okay, and I'm here to talk on a topic given to me by Favor, the host of this. Give me 2 minutes, please. Okay, the host of this online event, right? And the topic that was given to me by her is copywriting. Like, if you want to stay relevant in this generation, right, as a skill in general, copywriting is very, very important. So I'll be talking about it, right? I'll be saying, don't make my face, I'm pretty tired. Okay, so just pay attention and learn 1 or 2 things that will be of benefit to you. This one, it does not really matter if you are into another skill or not. I do tell my students, I do tell people that copywriting is the mother of all skills, right? Like, copywriting gives birth to all skills. It's very, very important. Either you're a graphic designer, you're a website developer, you are a videographer. What do they call them? Those people that create videos, video art creators. You are an email marketer. You are any skill at some planet Earth. Copywriting is the mother of all skills, and I will explain that even before I move forward. Now, like I said, if you want to remain relevant in this generation, if you want your skill to remain relevant, you need to engage the skill of copywriting. And like I do tell people, copywriting is not a skill that is meant for people that want to practice copywriting as a main skill, right? Copywriting is not meant for people that want to become copywriters in quotes. It's for a minute, please. Okay, it's for everybody that sells online. In as much you sell online, or you plan to sell online, or you are currently selling online, right? It's a skill that everybody, even if you decide not to like go deep, that's basically for persons that are going to copywriting big time. But then you need to know some basic things. You need to know the foundation, the basics of everything. Why? One major reason is this: in as much as selling online, you are not selling to animals, okay? Though you are selling humans, higher animals, okay? But then you are not selling to animals, goats, chicken. You are not selling to machines, right? You are not selling to robots. You are selling to humans that have emotions, humans that have psychology. And if you are to sell very well, there's a need for you to look for ways, play around with. I'm not saying you should deceive, right? I'm not saying you should manipulate. I'm not saying you should play with them. But then I do use this word. You come to a common ground and caress their emotions. That's the word I normally use, because naturally we are selfish. We don't want to be sold to. Yes, I think that's the word. We want to get whatsoever you are selling, but then we don't want to be sold to. We don't want to hear the thing that you are selling to us. You understand? So basically, I'm going to be like partitioning it, talking about this part and this part. Okay, I might not really be going deep for those that want to become copywriters, but then this is just like generally for everyone that sells online. You get the gist. So, having said that, the first thing you need to understand is the humans you are selling to, they have emotions, right? The humans you are selling to, they have emotions. Sorry. The humans you are selling to, they have emotions. So you have to come to a point where you'll be able to touch their emotion, because we bear based on emotion. Then when we get to, we're not trying to justify it based on logic. Let me explain. Let's say this t-shirt I'm putting on right now. Okay, my younger brother actually customized it for me, right? So I attended an event today. This is a t-shirt I put on to represent my brand. Okay, so if, for example, you are someone that sells this t-shirt, or you are someone that customizes this t-shirt, for example, and you want me to buy from you, trust me, there are several persons that sell t-shirts too. but there's a standpoint you can come from that would make me buy from you instantly, especially if I have the cash. I'm using this as an example so you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you have to say something like, for example, you want to sell to me with words, because first off, copywriting, the layman's definition is you using words using written words or spoken words, but written words basically. Using I have to put my phone do not disturb. Using written words to touch people's emotion and make sure they buy from you. Now, if you check out the use of my words, I said some things specifically using the written words, right, to touch people's emotion. Very, very important. That's why if you check, people that sell more are persons that can actually touch emotions. That's why if you are watching this and you're a copywriter, and anytime you write, your copy doesn't really touches people's emotion, it will be difficult for them to click on the buy button, right? This is one thing you should know. People buy based on emotion. There are several reasons why people buy things. That's the first thing you must know. Okay, that's the first thing you must know. Whatever you are selling, if you are here right now, you are selling one thing or the other, be it your knowledge, your idea, or your skill in quotes, you should know why people want to buy whatsoever you are selling. Once you've been able to achieve that, establish that, it becomes very, very easy for you to sell with them using copywriting as a skill. Okay, and just like I said initially, copywriting is very, very important if you must be relevant in the future of work, right? Either as an employee or even an employer of labor per se. So I was using an example before concerning this t-shirt, this customized t-shirt. So for example, you want to sell it to me, you need to touch my emotion. It's not just enough for you to tell me, come let me customize this t-shirt. Once you put it on, you'll be looking fair. Of course, I can go ahead and put on other t-shirts, I will still look fair. I'm a fan girl. Alright, I'm just kidding. Right? But this is something you can do. You can tell me, once you customize this thing, once you enter the event, we have today's event at Sheraton Hotel. Be like, once you enter there, people will easily recognize your brand, right? Even without you opening your mouth and introducing yourself yet. And it happens today, actually. I was on this t-shirt. And persons were just saying, Smellpreneur, what's that one? Come and tell us more about it. Is it this? Is it? Explain to us. Okay, by virtue of this alone, people engaged with me. They connected with me, right? So if you have to sell this to me, for example, touching my emotions, you can be like, and that's the emotion of ego. That's another thing. We have different emotions. Okay, we have ego, we have pride. Yep, we have pride. We have several emotions. We have greed, right? You should know the reason why someone should purchase what you are selling. Sorry, so you can come from that standpoint of, wouldn't you like it when you step into a place and people recognize you, all eyes are on you, they are wondering what kind of unique person is this, what's the meaning of this thing that's customized on a t-shirt, blah 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 blah. There's a way you can coin that, there's a way you can package that. That alone will enter my head. Remember I said copywriting has to do with human psychology first. That thing will enter my head and be like, oh, that's true. I have to be unique in this event. How will people recognize me very fast? If I wear this my customized t-shirts to that event, people will recognize me, right? And before you know, I'll be like, okay, what's the price? You tell me, that will justify the price and all that. But I will buy if I have the cash, right? Even if I don't have the cash, I've seen cases where they so much cherish this person's emotion, you have to go and borrow and buy. So when you get to, you now begin to justify with logic, right? When I mean justify with logic, you are not trying to calculate, how did I even buy this thing, Seth? Why did I buy this thing? That one is no longer our business. You bought. The money has entered our pocket. So generally, what I'm trying to say is this: if you must be relevant in the future of work, whatever thing you are selling, either your skill, right? If you must be relevant, you must learn how to caress people's emotion. You must learn how to take people from point A to point B on why they should buy what you are selling. And that's the second thing I'm talking about today. You're talking about the benefits of whatsoever you are selling. Okay, copywriting is a proven skill. Trust me. If you master the act very well, alright, if you master the act very well, is it naturally now? By default, sometimes automatically, copywriting is actually a skill that can make someone pull out his or her debit card and pay you, right? But then it's not as easy as that, and it's very easy also if you master it gradually. Selling is a process, and I do tell people that having what to sell is not always enough, right? Knowing how to sell it matters too. That's why you see a quack, for example. When I mean a quack, maybe someone that his or her product is not that effective, not that good, but if he or she knows how to sell it very well with words, which is copywriting now per se, that person will make more money than you that have the best products but don't know how to sell it with words. Okay, so that's the first fact I want to establish. It's not a fact, it's a truth. Alright, so the next thing is, this is what copywriting will also teach you. That's why I said it's the mother of all skill. Graphic designing cannot teach you this one. Email marketing cannot teach you this one. Every other skill put together cannot teach you this one. Copywriting is the only skill that can teach you. And what's that other point? It's you listing out the benefits of what you are selling. Remember the point you are coming from. Copywriting as a proven skill, right? If you must excel in the future of whatsoever work you are doing, whatsoever business you are doing. Okay. So you list out the benefits, not necessarily writing number one, this shirt will make you beautiful. Number two, if you wear it, people will like you. Number three, blah blah blah. No, not necessarily listing them out like that. But there's a way you can write it. That's why if you sell on WhatsApp, for those persons that follow me on WhatsApp, if you are observant enough, it's only those that are very very observant that know how I sell and make my money. So if you are observant enough, you will see how I do my stuff. So remember, there is a difference between features and benefits. What most of you do, that's why I say this is what copywriting will teach you. Copywriting and marketing in quotes. What most of you do is you just list out the features of whatsoever you are selling, and you forget the benefits. Yes, I understand that people buy based on feature. When I say feature, it means what that thing is made up of. Let me use a leather bag, for example, a bag. The feature of that bag can be this bag is leather, right? But then that sometimes that's not necessarily our business. I know some persons buy based on it's a leather bag, or it's a rubber shoe, it's a leather shoe, it's a this one, it's a this one. So features is what that thing is made up of. Benefit is what is the needs for me, what do I stand to gain. That's what we are more concerned about, right? So let me use this shirt again, for example. The feature can be it's very thick, right? That can be a reason why I should buy it though. Can be like, okay, even if you wear it for 3 years, the quality will still remain. It will still retain its quality. Blah 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 blah. I understand that people buy based on that sometimes, but the major reasons why people buy is what that thing can do for them, what solution can it provide for them, right? That's why people buy what they buy first before they now start considering the fact that, oh, this is what it's made up of, oh, this is what it's made up of, right? Okay. And also another thing I would love to establish, like I said, if you are selling online, basically copywriting is for people that sell. That's why if you are selling online, sometimes, especially for course creators, WhatsApp course creators, right? Let's say sorry, you create a course, for example, and you want to sell it with words. We have short copy and long copy, right? Short copy can be those WhatsApp status copy, or Facebook adverts copy, right? Or Instagram adverts copy, or email copy. This can be short copies. While long copies are those ones you see on sales landing pages. When I say sales landing pages, for example, you click a link and it directs you to a page where you see things you need to read up concerning whatever that person is selling. That's a long copy. So it's very important too, because it will start it will tell you everything about that product, right? Everything you need to know about that product, from the benefits to the features to the everything you need to know in order for you to make your buying decision. That's what I do for most of my courses. I don't have strength to start explaining to you, so I will just write a long copy, put it in my sales landing page. Whenever you come, I give you a link. You go there and read it up. If you are convinced enough, you credit me and you get the product. Okay, so it's very, very important also when you are selling such things, you list out your benefits. What's in it for this person? What does this person stand to gain? For example, my recent course, lead generation app. My lead generation app course that we're about starting the course 2 on the 11th, right? When I did the long copy for that course, I did something. I listed out the benefits. This is what you will gain. This is what you will gain. If you come to this class, this is what you gain. This is what you gain. People want to know what's in it for them, no matter the product you are selling. Now, this is not just for course creators, right? Even for physical products. Even for physical products. For example, you are selling on your WhatsApp status. Tell us, what do we stand to gain when we buy this from you? Let's say you are an air vendor, for example. You sell wigs. You sell wig, right, as an air vendor, attachments, or the many things, right? There are times you should take out your time to explain to us, tell us the benefits of this thing you are selling. How would it profit me as a lady? Tell me things. That's like people that are air vendors, to be precise. When I see them advertising their stages, sometimes I just look them and laugh. Right? If you want to make more sales, it's very, very expedient that you tell your people, your audience, people viewing your status, tell them what they stand to gain when they get this from you. How would it help them? How would it improve their lives? Right? There should be a major thing that thing is doing for your people. As I said, copywriting is very, very important. My battery is down. Sorry, let me charge. A minute, please. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Nigeria, no light. Okay, so basically, like I was saying, that's what copywriting has the ability to do for you. I've established several facts. You must understand that people buy based on emotion. So whatsoever you are selling, like I said, you might not really need to become a copywriter in quotes like us. Okay, you don't need to go deep into copywriting before you know how to use it to sell. So another thing about copywriting, this is just basically for persons that want to go into it full time, right? Another important thing you need to know is that copywriting has to do with attention, right? That's the difference between copywriting and content writing. Okay, content writing is just to because people confuse it sometimes. When I tell them I'm into copywriting, they think it's maybe content writing or maybe script writing or something. No, we have different type of writing. Okay, so content writing is basically to engage the readers, right? To inform them, to tell them what's up, to engage, basically to get comments, to get and all of that. But copywriting, that's not the main purpose. We don't write you don't write a copy for likes. You don't write a copy for comments, right? You write a copy for them to click the link, for them to credit you if it's your product. Sorry, for them to credit your clients if it's their product, right? That's the difference between content writing and copywriting. Copywriting is not to make you engage. We are not writing for you to come and do got value or to engage. Not at all. It's written basically for someone to click the buy button, buy now, right? That's the major aim of copywriting. That's why it's very, very important that we are able to capture their attention first, so that they will be able to read every other thing that follows in that copy. When I say copy, I mean like the content, what you call content in content writing, the body, the content of that makes up whatever you want to sell. Let's say, for example, you are selling this biscuit, right? Let's say you are selling this biscuit, for example. those things that people will read in order for them to make their decision to buy this biscuit is what we call a copy. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand when writing a copy is your headline, because if you are not able to capture their attention, forget, they won't read whatsoever you've written. Okay, so the first thing is to be able to draw them to a point that capture their attention. Sometimes we go to Facebook, we are scrolling, we don't even know where we are going to, we are just scrolling. But then sometimes if you've noticed, for some of you that are observant, if you've noticed, sometimes you see a post, you will just pause, right? You will just pause, you want to read, and if that thing is very catchy, you won't know when you will click a link that will take you somewhere. Okay, that's what copywriting can do for you. It can capture people's attention, right? And it's not just cut and nail, you bringing things together to capture people's attention. There are several formulas, there are several ways we do it. That's what will lead us to headline. Okay, that's what will lead us to headline. Your headline must be attention grabbing, it must be eye catchy, right? It must be able to make somebody stop. Let me use that word. It must be able to make somebody stop and be like, let me read what this person is trying to sell. Okay, we have different type of headlines. We have the testimonial kind of headline. Maybe, for example, I'm selling this biscuit and someone once bought the biscuit for his child, right? And the person writes a testimonial to me that Esther, when I buy this biscuit for my daughter, when she finished eating it, her brain opened. For example, she was not bright in class, she's brilliant, like things she could not read before, she cannot read them. This biscuit really opened her brain, blah blah blah. I'm just using it for example. I think I still I'll read this one later. Right, so that can be a testimony. So what do you do in such a case? You can use it to form your headline. Rough example, something like how a 3-year-old child's brain came back to normal as a result of Twister vanilla cream feed wafer rose. Something like, I'm just saying, for example, how a 3-year-old child's brain popped open just at a taste of Twister, blah blah blah. At that moment, it's a testimony, right? You would want to know how, so eventually you continue reading. I don't know if you get the point at all. So like I said, there are several ways. We have the what's it called now, the direct statement kind of headline. We have the news kind of headline, right? That's what happens most times when you watch news. Let's say NTA news, for example. What they do, they tell you, good evening, first the headlines. They will list blah blah blah. They will bring out the catchy news they have for that day. They will package it into their headlines. And because you want to, maybe they just tell you of how someone got an accident, for example, blah blah blah, as the headline, they will pause. They will not tell you the full gist. That alone can make you sit and watch the news because you want to know that particular one because of the headline. You understand? So headlines are very, very important when it comes to copywriting. Okay. Another type of headline is the story kind of headline. People love stories. Even you love story. If I tell you now, come on, I want to tell you one secret. Your ears will pop open. You want to know. You want to hear the latest. Okay. People love gossip, right? Okay. So basically, story kind of headline works too. It hooks people. It makes them see that I want to hear the full gist. That's why most times when I send out my mails, I use the story kind of headline. So we call it subject line in email marketing. I use the story kind. I remember when I got a lot of opens was how a pastor. How did I put that story in headline against it? I've forgotten. It was about a pastor. People open. They want to hear story, right? So story headline is also very important. And also, this also applies to if you're a copywriter or a business owner that wants to sell with copywriting skill, because it's a proven skill. If it must be relevant in the future of whatever you are doing right now. or whatsoever it is to come. Okay, story works too, not just in form of headline. Now after your headline, you can engage the story. Okay, people want to know what's up. Then one important thing you need to know when it comes to storytelling is that I told my students, not always start your story from the beginning of how the story really started, right? Don't start your story from the end either. Once upon a time, blah, blah, blah. No. Start from the middle of the action. That's what normally happens when you see trailers, trailer movies that are soon to be released, right? When they bring out the trailers, what do? They start in the middle of the action, right? And you will not be wondering, what happened? How did this thing happen? Why did this thing happen? And before you know, you would want to go and watch it either in the cinema or Netflix or something, right? So that's another thing you need to also engage. Always start in the middle of the action of your story. Always start in the middle of the action of the story. That part that is really catchy. Let me use that word. That catchy part of the story. Always start with it. Then from there you can narrow it down to how the story really started, then how it ended. Right? That alone can make people stay glued to whatsoever you are trying to sell. They won't even know you are selling to them. Okay? Because like I said, people love stories. So there's a way you can start it when you are trying to sell using copywriting. I'm just trying to say all these things are encompassed into copywriting as a skill. Copywriting is what teaches you all these things generally. Remember I said copywriting is using words to touch people's emotion and make them buy from you. So if you are selling and you've not understood the act of copywriting, it will be difficult. Right? It will be difficult. I know several other things contribute to making money too, but copywriting cannot be left out in this generation. Right? Okay, another very important thing to talk about too is research, right? I'm talking about research, but before I talk, research should be the last. It should not be the last, rather. Right? If you are writing a copy, the first thing you need to do is to make research. Of course, you can't pour down everything in a book from your head, right? No matter how brainy you are, no matter the scholar you are, there are some things you will not know. That's where research comes into play. So when you're writing a copy, for example, even for yourself, don't just assume that this is the problem people are passing through. Make sure you carry out your research. Try and hear from them. What problems are they encountering? What problems are they facing? How you will know how to provide solutions to them, right? So the first thing is to do, either as a copywriter or someone that sells, is to research concerning that product you are about to sell, right? So researching concerning the problems these people you are about to sell to, what problems are they facing? And there are several ways you can do this, your research. Google is there for you. Okay, don't just go Google, search, read one or two and go. If you search Google very well, you will see something. You will see news, you will see image, you will see videos, like those tabs. Is it tabs now? Those stuff up there once you search for something. So don't just read the news part and go. Research takes time, right? The other copywriters are well paid. That they charge very well because of the research that takes their time. Settle down, take out your time, do research, right? Even if it's for a physical or a digital product, Google is there. Once you go through the news, I'm telling you how to do research right now. Once you go through the news, just read. You may not really click on the number 2 by going to the next feed, right? So after that, check for the image tab, see things for yourself. After that, you can go to the video, right? You can go to the video, watch 1 or 2. Okay, so outside Google, YouTube is also there for you, right? There are several ways we search this when doing research. The time will not permit us. When doing your research, you can go to YouTube and watch 1 or 2 related videos. The essence of all this is that so you have basic knowledge of what you are trying to write on, right? So you won't be writing out of points. thinking you are making sense. That's the reason for research, so you know what you are writing on. Alright. So another thing is YouTube. You can also go to forums. Go and hear the complaints of people. What are they complaining about concerning that product? Go and hear. Another very important one is your it's not Jumia now, Amazon. Right? You saw those 5-star review, 4-star review, 3-star review. They are very important also. Okay, go there. Don't just check the sweet parts where people are hailing them, giving them 5-star review. Go to that part where people are complaining, those 2-star review, 1-star review. Go and hear what they are saying. You can package those they are complaining as a result of your research. You will now know how to prefer solution, how to write your copy around that product that you are about to sell, which is a solution to their problems. So you can come to your copy, for example, and write after your headline, after your hook. There's a formula we follow in copywriting. After your headline, after your hook, right? You can now start asking questions, writing. Let's say, okay, like the one I used for my WhatsApp 20 secrets, my ebook for newbies. I was like, I basically outlined all the problems newbies are facing. Alright, person that are about to hold their first WhatsApp class, the problems they are facing, I outlined them. I wrote them out. Are you facing the problem of blah blah? Are you facing the problem? Before I wrote about 5 or so. At least before you finish reading that 5, there's a particular problem you yourself must have been encountering. That alone can make you buy the course, can make you buy the product. Right, so that's another thing you need to know. If I had never done research, I won't really know that okay, these are the exact problems they are facing. That's one thing research help you do in copywriting, right? Not only as a major copywriter, but if you sell at all, know the problem people are facing. People that want to buy whatever you are selling, know the problems they are facing. Let's say, for example, you want to sell wig, okay? Sorry for using wig all the time. Let's say, for example, you want to sell wig. You can come from the standpoint of telling ladies that, do you like spending 5 hours in the hair salon trying to make your hair? Do you like spending 2 hours? Do you like these are problems you really face. Sometimes you go to the hairdressing salon, spend hours just to look cool. So you can come from that standpoint. That can be a problem. Then you prefer your wig as the best solution. Buy my wig in 2 seconds, put it on. You are looking good as even more than that person that wants to spend 2 hours in the hairdressing salon. Okay, I don't know if you understand the gist at all. So another favorite example, maybe you sell perfume too, right? So you can just tell them that you need to smell nice. How would you feel entering a place and you are feeling sweaty? Is that the right word? You have sweat all over your body, blah blah. There's a way you can just position these problems afterwards. Then position what is it called now? Sell your products as their obvious solution. Another thing market research help you do in copywriting as a skill, if you must be relevant in the future of work, is that, okay, I want to give you 3 points here right now. Don't assume. Some persons don't know they have problems. Right? We call it market sophistication level. Some persons don't know they have problems. So you might be selling something right now, and the person that wants to buy from you is sitting close to you, but because she can't even recognize that this is the problem she's facing, she won't release her money and buy from you. Okay, so you have to, at every point, study the different set of persons you want to sell to. That's how you'll be able to structure your copy that would make it convert. Okay, let's say, for example, now I don't know anything about brand identity. So if you are coming to sell these t-shirts to me, there are several ways you should start talking from before I will listen to you. You can't start saying, for example, I don't know anything about brand. Right? I don't know anything about branding. Then you just come, do you want people to recognize your brand in that event? guy, I don't know what's branding. So when you are done talking, you would go, I won't answer you. So at every point, you should know the stage of each market you are trying to sell to. That's how you will be able to structure your copy. Because if you are structuring your copy, you should know the set of audience you are selling to. You cannot use the same copy for a hot audience, for a cold audience. We have 3 types: cold, warm, and hot. Hot are persons, you must have heard this. Hot are persons that love you, they've been following you, they've been buying from you, and all of that. While cold, they've not heard of you before, they are just coming to you maybe the first time or something. While warm, they've been following you gradually, but they've not bought from you, they are still watching you, blah blah blah. You get the way you would set to your hot audience, people that don't even need testimonials to confirm that you are legit. They don't even want you to talk too much before they buy from you. The way you structure your copy to sell to those persons will not be the same way you structure your copy to sell from persons that don't know you before. Do you understand? And like I said, we have short and long copy. You won't necessarily have to write a long copy for someone that has trusted you, or someone that has been buying from you since inception. Okay, so the essence of long copy most times is for cold audience, people that don't know you, or maybe just come in contact with you for the first time. So they need so many things so that they can bank their trust on you. They are the right fit for their problems, and the right solution for their problems. So you need to understand who you are selling to. That's how best you can structure your copy without stress. Okay, so moving forward, there's something also I want to talk to us about. Like I've established, please and please know the reason why people buy whatsoever you are trying to sell. It will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. It will help you a lot. In copywriting also, there's what we call unique mechanism, right? This might not also be your first time of hearing the word. This might also be the first time you are hearing the word. It's called unique mechanism. So what copywriting does there is it helps you look. I think it's same thing as unique selling points. Okay. In copywriting, what we teach is whatever you are selling, make sure it has a unique selling point. Whatever you are trying to sell, either your product or the product of clients, ask them what's their unique selling point. If they don't know, you can help them out, like you both discuss and come up with something. It's very important, because that alone can make someone buy after reading your copy. Let's say, for example, and 5 persons are customizing t-shirts, right? Why do you think I should leave your competitor and come to you? Why? Is it that you are too handsome or something, or your customer service or something? So look for a unique selling point, something very unique, that even if 10 persons are doing the same thing you are doing, but there is this thing that will always push people to come to you. So that's another thing you should learn, even as you take up copywriting, maybe as a main skill, or what is it called now? You want to use it to sell whatsoever you are selling, right? So look for a unique selling point. If you are listening to this right now and you are selling online on WhatsApp or whatsoever platform, and you don't have a unique selling point for that your product, it's very, very wrong, right? It's very, 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 very wrong. So you should be able to know your unique selling point. It will help you a lot. I will use my lead generation act class again, for example. I had 2 unique selling points. One was the 1000 lead generation challenge. I don't think there's any course on WhatsApp that has done that, though it looks too promising in a way, but it's achievable. I know someone that got almost half in that same 3 days, right? So that was a unique selling point. People want to practicalize this stuff and see what it amounts to. So many of them actually registered for that course, and because of that single reason, they are getting the gist now. Okay, and that thing I promised was free contacts, like 350 plus, right? I'll be giving it to them tomorrow. This is something that has not happened on WhatsApp before. right? So I mean quality quality contacts, not WhatsApp status game people. Okay, so basically that's why a minute. Okay, so if you must stay relevant, in that your niche, you need to know the basics or the foundation of copywriting. You need to master customer psychology. It's part of copywriting, right? You need to master emotion in copywriting. You need to master psychological triggers in copywriting. These are several things copywriting teaches, right? But basically, just in case you are still wondering or a bit confused on what this copywriting is all about, like I said, and I will repeat, that's the layman's language ever, though it's broad, but in summary, it's actually you using words to make sure people buy from you, using words to touch their emotions, make sure they bring out their debit card to credit you. Okay, so I don't know if we have any question right now. Okay, one other thing you need to understand is that we are evolving, right? The way persons sell a few years back, it's not the same way we are selling right now. A few years back, nobody was selling on WhatsApp, right? When WhatsApp new came out, you saw it as a chatting platform where you come chat with your friends, but today it's raising millionaires, right? It's raising millionaires. People are making money, so we are evolving day by day. Technologies, it's what's the word now? We are expanding. Technology is doing so many things also, so you should not be left behind. You need to evolve too. And the future of work, and one of the ways you do that is knowing copywriting. Trust me, even if they employ you in an office, right, or something, know copywriting to help you position, it will help you know how to sell yourself too, right? And if you are able to master the act very well, you will always get clicks. When I say click, people will always click, and not just click, they will result in buying. I could remember a few days back, someone reached out to me. I was like, I want to get this, your course, blah blah blah. Please explain to me. I just sent the person the link. The person went to my sales landing page. Few minutes, what was few minutes? In less than 5 minutes, the person credited me. Oh, I know it's possible because I did justice to the long copy in that page. Okay, so that's that for that basically. I hope we've learned one or two things on why copywriting is a proven skill. It's a mother of all skills, something that has the power to make someone buy from you. Of course, that's the mother of everything. Graphic designing cannot, I understand the fact that good graphics can sell also, but then we cannot rule out the fact that we are selling to humans that need emotions, and no matter how fine that graphics is, it's words that will be on the flyer, like written words that will still be on the flyer. So you cannot really rule out the place of copywriting in every skill. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any question, you can drop in the comment section. I'll sure attend to them. Thank you very much, Favor. Thank you, Praise Brown.